Hello. Okay, here we go. So we have our 20 minutes tonight, and we're going to do some connection and noticing. So, um, I'd love to call out for you today how you're already doing it. Like you're freaking already doing it, okay? You just don't know that's what you're doing. What do you do until you know, you know? So, um, let's talk about it. So there are times when you're in a heightened emotion and you'll do something like a big sigh, or you'll feel your heart beating like really heavy or fast. Um, the fidgeting, we'll fidget with our hands or something around. So those are ways that you can know are cues with your nervous system. And to be able to navigate through the emotion and get to the other side. So, telling you, the more we can connect with this stuff, then we're just like, light bulb, I know what I want to do with this. And it takes practice. It's not an overnight thing. So, let's like really absorb that information so we know this isn't just a perfection thing. It's not that you're not getting it or you're not doing it if you don't think about it in the moment. It takes practice to get there, okay? So, let's see. I wanted to start with several different ideas, but I need to pick one. So, I think, okay, here's what we'll do. We're gonna engage with something that stood out to you today or recently, whatever the first thing is that comes up for you that led to a heightened emotion or a high stakes feeling. And so I'm just going to give you some moments, like tap back into that, okay? And remember, this is a safe space. We have less than 20 minutes left, and we're going to do this to practice it and be able to leave this call not in that heightened space, okay? So that's the goal, because a lot of us are afraid of staying in that feeling forever and not wanting to feel it because we don't want it to last. Although there's also appropriate times to recognize, this is not the time to dig into this. But right now is the set aside time, okay? So, all right, giving you some moments, tap back in, something that happened today or recently that heightened some emotions, felt high stakes. I want you to notice in your body what that feels like. I already have a tight chest, and up through my throat feels that clenching internal feeling and some heat. Just observe what you're feeling physically. And then as emotions probably come up too, just note those. And then I'll give us the reminder right now that we're in a safe space. Those things aren't directly happening to us right now. So we're bringing our attention to an emotion and physical sensations that come with that, because part of our brain believes that that's happening right now. And so we feel threatened. And then we can bring our awareness as well that we're in a safe space right here and now. We're teaching our brain to recognize safety. Just note what emotions you feel. I have nervous and fear coming up for my situation. Okay, and then let's take our attention. Don't move anything or change anything about whatever position you're in right now. Let's take a look at it. Are you shifting your weight to one side versus the other? Or crossing your legs? Or tightening like clenching a certain area in your body? Or even going limp in an area, like a slouch type of posture? Or maybe you're shaking your leg or fidgeting already. This is all super good to just know, just be aware, like, oh, this is what I do when these sensations come up, the emotions come up. This is the sensations that I feel and how my body is physically responding. It's so good to know. And just popping in the reminder again that we are absolutely in a safe space right now. No one is like coming to judge you, tell you you're doing it wrong, telling you you're wrong for how you're feeling or how you're responding. None of that is happening right now. No one's threatening your physical safety or even your future. Right now, you're in this space where it's absolutely like free of any sort of threat. Yeah, can you still feel the emotion or the sensations, or are you noticing more things about your posture or the way you're carrying your body? We're not here to judge any of it. We're just acknowledging it and becoming aware that we do that. There's nothing wrong about any of the things you're doing, just so you know. Holding space for those emotions and the sensations that we feel. Where typically we like to shut it down because it's uncomfortable. We're actually allowing it to be here. So this is a game changer. This is so different from how we typically respond. You can still allow yourself to fidget or hold that tension. We're not even asking you to change it. You can observe how you feel as we're just making space for all of this to be here, because a lot of us aren't going to like this. We're going to want to fix it. And that's great to know that that's coming up for you. But we're not going to fix it right now. You aren't someone to be fixed. There's wisdom in these emotions and sensations, but we don't get to the wisdom if we try to shut it off. And it takes time to get to that wisdom because we need to build trust back in because we've been so used to shutting it off and trying to fix it that our body doesn't even know that we're allowed to feel these things. So that wisdom is not going to surface easily until we've shown that we're here to authentically listen and hold space and not come ready to shut it down. Because we all know how it feels when you can tell when someone's ready to shut you down. You don't want to open up. So we're just changing that pattern. We're putting this one time into practice here to make a change from that pattern that we're used to. And if you're having trouble with wanting to shut it down, just acknowledge that. Wow, I'm really wanting to shut this down right now. I see that that's what I'm really wanting. I really want to fix this. I really want answers. I'm just going to check back in and notice emotions, physical sensations, what's different or the same, what's lowered, what's escalated. What do you notice feels good about this? What do you notice feels bad about this? And it's just taking inventory, asking those questions, not doing a deep dive. I'm going to pop back in that reminder that we are here in a safe space. It's both that we're feeling a threatening feeling, but we are not being threatened at all in this space. So we're holding both. I want you to take note what that feels like for you, what you're realizing about that. Do you like that? Do you hate that? Okay, we're going to take a big, deep, full breath in. And then once you have that as much as you can take in, we're going to take it all the way out as much as you can take out. And you just do that now on your own. Just go back to normal breathing. Stay in this moment and see what you notice. One last thing I want us to do is to put both our feet on the ground. We're going to push into the ground. If you have to adjust yourself, please do. Push, push, push. See how it uses the whole rest of your body to get to push. Keep pushing. Keep pushing a little longer. Push harder. And release and get comfortable. When you feel ready, you can bring your attention back to the present space that we're in here. Just noticing we're on a call together. We just spent probably 15 minutes checking in with an emotion and feeling it, observing what all comes up with that. And then we even exerted our energy through the breaths and through pushing our feet down. And so I want you to observe if you feel any sense of relief, or if you feel like things are heightened and did stay at a heightened spot, then I'd love for you to reach out to me after this and can talk through that, because there's probably so much wisdom there in that. I'd love for you to reflect back on what you noticed, like how you respond with the situation that came up for you, the emotions, the sensations, and just keep those things in mind following this call. And then you keep adding to your list, or I can't think of a better word for it. I have a different picture in my mind, but just you keep adding to your pile of the things that inform you about yourself, and getting to know yourself in this. And then you have those cues so you can recognize it. And especially in a safe place like this, we're giving that attention. Our brains can process more when we're in a safe space. And so we get to practice in the safe moment. And then in those difficult moments, it's not too crazy or far-fetched for our brains to eventually hook on and recognize that emotion, because we're talking about it in a safe space. So it'll come up as we keep practicing when we are in those hard moments. So cool. Great work today. Just a small amount of time, right? And we get to put it into practice. You did that. You did that today. So I want you to celebrate yourself in just the acknowledgement of showing up and discovering more about you. And just, if you can tap into the joy of what that's like, then do that. And if that's too soon for you, that's totally okay and appropriate as well. This stuff is new. So, okay, that's all we have for today. And so I'd love to hear from you if you have questions or experiences you want to share with me. And otherwise, I hope to see you on the next one. And keep practicing. You can practice in between too. All right. So long.